What are your impressions of Mrs Rutter? Because quite a remarkable story. This lady she was in her early 60s, was she?
She was in her early 60s. A lady to the back teeth, beautifully dressed. You'll see it by the photos.
Yes,
always wore a hat, gloves, the whole lot. And she was a lady. She was a real lady. And but she heard about these children when she was staying at the Savoy Hotel. And so without further ado, she got herself onto the overnight train and came down to Katanning on the overnight train. And then apparently she had contacts with a Mr Curtis in relation to the Seroptimus Club, and he picked her up from the station, took her to the hotel, and then he drove her out to the settlement. She said, "I want to go and see those children." Now she lobbed out there unannounced.
Wow.
Unannounced to Mum and Dad, and by this time Mum was teaching the little ones in the another classroom, and the paintings were well and truly being acclaimed all over the place, but she was gobsmacked by it. And so Dad gave her a bundle of stuff to take back with her to the UK, and she said, "Look, I'll give you £5 to buy the boys some sporting equipment." Of course, £5 in those days was a lot of money. And so she gave Dad the £5, and he bought more footballs and soccer balls or whatever it was they had. And yes, she was very, very interested in the children. She wanted to do something for them, and she determined that she would take this artwork. She showed it everywhere, even from when she got that one day at Carrolup. She would be at the hotel, she would be at club meetings that she was at, she'd be showing the artwork. And when she came back the second time, she had 3 days, and by this time she got Mrs Vera Hack from the Savoy Hotel to drive her down there and stay in a hotel in Katanning, and they came out each day on a daily basis. And of course, when I think of it, Carrolup had no facilities for visitors or anything, so Mum would have had to feed them and all that kind of thing, but that was no trouble to her. And she would come out and she would spend the whole time in the classroom, watching everything the kids did, how they did it, what they did. And Mrs Hack took several photos of them all, and Dad by this time was very proud of the way the children would, you'll see it in the photos, standing to attention.
Yes.
Hands out of your pockets. And marching into school the correct way, and they were very polite, they were very courteous, they're lovely.
Mrs Rutter talks about the attentiveness, the caring nature.
Yes.
In fact, she actually says that white children should be as well behaved and caring and attentive as these Carrolup children were. Is that what you found? What did
Exactly. They were like that. And so she was greatly impressed by these kids, and she wanted to bring some oil paintings down, which she did at that second visit. She brought them down.
And there's a picture of her in Parnell, isn't there?
Parnell, yes.
Yes, that's
and I'm sure that had time gone on, they would have switched into oil paintings a lot.
Wow.
But unfortunately time didn't last. When she got back to England, she took it around to some of the royal houses, like in Holland, because her daughter was married to a Dutchman, and she took it over to Queen Juliana in Holland, and also Queen Mary in England. And there is a book here that is signed by Queen Mary, congratulating Dad with the work that had been done. But she took it around to everywhere that she possibly could show it. But she kept up a regular correspondence with the kids. They wrote to her and she wrote to them.
Yes.
And that was very lovely, the way in which they kept in touch with her.
Yeah, you could feel it through the letters,
but
for you to actually see it, and for your parents to see that.
Oh, it was really lovely.